Marvel is a company that really likes making TV shows. You might remember them from that one show about that one guy that was actually two guys played by two different people, or that 1967 cartoon documentary about 2009 Spider-Man memes. YouTube's doing this whole X-Men thing, and I was looking for an excuse to start a film channel or whatever anyway, so now seems like a pretty good time for us to talk about the X-Men TV show. No, the real X-Men TV show.
X-Men, X-Men, this is the day, this is the day, X-Men, X-Men, coming your way.
That's the one. See, long before Marvel trademarked the idea of having a cinematic universe that wasn't terrible, they decided to take a stab at copying DC's slate of small-screen successful series. This resulted in a 90-minute syndicated block of television consisting of cartoon superhero reruns and a few originals. I didn't watch it because I was 2. They called it Marvel Action Universe, and whatever you think it is, it isn't.
Marvel Action Universe.
It started with Dino Riders, a television series that was all about... Okay, so in the future, some telepathic people are fighting a war against some animal people monsters like this frog guy and this shark dude and this what is that an ant? Whatever, they're evil. So the good guys escape by going back in time because, yeah, but then the bad guys also get pulled back in time because, yeah, and then they're on old Earth and there be dinosaurs. Unfortunately, this is where the television series really loses some credibility. I mean, clearly, this man is using his amulet to telepathically befriend a brontosaurus, which places the shipwreck within the late Jurassic period. But less than 15 minutes later, this younger man jumps onto the saddle of a Deinonychus, which wouldn't appear until the early Cretaceous. And if Marvel had just taken the time to do a little more research, I would have been more immersed when it came time for the evil humanoid frog Emperor of the Future to attack Gatling lasers to his herd of mind-controlled Triceratops. And if you thought that had nothing to do with X-Men, well, you're right. But RoboCop does. Somehow, for some reason, the second block of Marvel Action Universe was dedicated to the 1988 kids cartoon based on the 1987 Not Kids movie, RoboCop. That was a thing that happened. They had the budget to make 13 episodes, so of course, they made 12. That extra bit of money was invested into a proof-of-concept television pilot for a show that would never get made. It was about a found family of young warriors who you might... X-Men. It was X-Men.
X-Men.
It's a bizarre and unintentionally hilarious time capsule from the late 80s, and a sneak peek at an alternate timeline where the 1992 cartoon show that all us millennials grew up with never happened, and was instead replaced with...
Mutants. I hate them.
Release me, I command it.
He's a mutant, a stinking mutant.
On a serious note, this shit is dense. It has practically everything you could ever want from an X-Men series all packed into one single episode. There's the big house, the imagination room, the brain computer, the fly ship. During its 22-minute runtime, it introduces 14 main characters, demonstrates their abilities, their combat utility, their personalities, and in a few instances, their flaws. And it was animated by Toei Animation. Of course, as impressive as all that is, we're not here for that. We're here for this.
I did it, mister! I did good, didn't I?
For some reason, half the characters on this show have thick accents that sound like they're being read by that kid in elementary school who thought he was good at accents because he could do an impersonation of actors doing bad accents. That kid was me. Colossus and Nightcrawler sound like foreign caricatures. Toad is doing his best Peter Lorre impersonation, and I have no idea why. But the greatest has to be Wolverine, the world's most famous Canadian.
Don't worry about us, Dingo. We'll make sure we can.
Now this whole YouTube thing that's going on is called One Excellent Scene, and as I'm sure you already know by now, that's supposed to be about one excellent scene. But picking one piece of this beautiful mess is proving to be a little difficult, because comedy in general, and this pilot in particular, doesn't lend itself to complex literary analysis. But if I had to pick one, it would be when Shadowcat meets the X-Men for the first time. Kitty came to the X-Mansion after receiving a creepy postcard from an old man who knew her secrets. Her cab driver rushes off like a spooked horse in a Dracula movie, leaving her alone in Westchester County, New York. She's 14. As soon as she enters the house, she's met by a ghost in a wheelchair that shows her a prepared indoctrination video. She cries. See, Kitty Pryde didn't want to accept she was a mutant. Her shock at all this implies she probably hadn't had much interaction with mutants at all before being snail-mailed by one. She's confused and scared and has only been part of this world for exactly 2 minutes. She needs some time to reflect on all the new information before anything too shocking happens.
Fräulein, what a lovely vision you are. Please allow me.
Professor?
Kitty, you're freezing!
Kitty somehow doesn't have a heart attack while falling through a lightning storm and lands safely in the beefy arms of a friendly Russian. Everyone on the team gathers around her and they all welcome her, except, of course, for our buddy, Wolverine, the Canadian.
Welcome her. Wait, she's not joining the X-Men, is she? She's just a kid.
We could have had this. Unfortunately for our timeline, Marvel ran into more than a few issues with money and had to cancel all of their television properties. Except, of course, for the Muppet Babies. Marvel makes Muppet Babies. And even though this beautiful mess never spawned a television show, you can sleep comfortably knowing it did spawn a 1992 arcade game by Konami. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Thanks for watching. I have some more fun plans for some more fun videos on this channel, so be sure to like and subscribe if you liked and want to subscribe. I also have this other channel where I'm reviewing every episode of the 2004 anime Bleach for some reason that I still don't fully understand. So if that is your very particular thing, there you go. And that's it. I don't have an outro yet either. So yeah.